Good morning. So it's Diana. I am Quick Contour, and we are going to do full-length video putting on my SEINT 3D foundation. You can follow along with me with your makeup if you just got it. You might find some new tips and tricks along the way if you've been doing this for a little while as well. So this is my personal collection here of highlights and contours and my everyday blush colors and illuminators that I like, but you might have just been color matched for a simple 3D foundation with 4 colors. This one has, I'm missing my illuminator. This one has a few extra colors on the bottom. So basic highlight and contour or hack is going to be 2 highlights, a contour, and a lip and cheek color, and that's going to do the makeup for your whole face. I like to start with always getting my Corrector wet, squeezing it out in a microfiber towel so that it's just damp. And then this is ready for any blending work that I want to do, and it's going to have a chance to get just a little bit drier yet. I'm going to start with setting spray as my primer. So if you use a traditional primer with silicone or dimethicone in it, it may create too much of a slippery surface for your cream-based makeup. Also, you want to moisturize a good 10 minutes before putting your makeup on. Even up to 20 minutes is great. That way you're not going to have the slippery moisturizer kind of combating your cream-based foundation shades. So because I am oily, I like to use a setting spray, and that's going to give a little bit of grip for the creams. SEINT setting spray is great. It smells amazing, especially if you like a dewy finish at the end. Otherwise, I'm using just a matte finish setting spray. It's all personal preference. Just find what works for you and what you like. So in my colors here, I've got a color corrector. I've got 2 medium dark shades of a highlight and 2 brightening shades of highlight. I also have 2 shades of contour, and I've just doubled up on my bronzer. All of that would fit in here. So doesn't matter if you've got a lot of them like me or starting out small. I do like to start with a color corrector. When I do your color match, I will indicate to you whether or not you need a color corrector. Not everyone does. So I've got very red nose, I've got some redness here and here, a little bit of darkness in here. So I'm going to tone that down first. And for me, it's highlight color mango. So depending on your undertones, your shades of your skin, I will be able to tell you if you need a color corrector, and I'll also tell you where to place it. All this happens by sending me a selfie, and I can pick these colors out, I mark up your photo, and I send that back to you. So this is a very light layer. This is our lightest application brush. This is the blend brush, but any fluffy brush will do. So all I've done is kind of tone down that redness to start, taking away a little bit of these dark areas, and then I'm going to get started. So I like to start with contour. You can use the same brush if this is the only brush you want to buy, just giving it a little pinch, or you can use the tighter, smaller end. But my favorite is the detail brush. So it's got a flat end, it's got a small end. I'm going to dip this brush right into the corner. So I'm just loading right in there. And I'm going to chisel out cheekbones, starting at the top of my ear and bringing it down kind of towards the corner of my lip. This is on the cheekbone on the downward slope of it. So I'm not putting it down into the hollows of my cheeks. Okay. Contouring the forehead. We're going to bring that down to where the forehead just starts to level off. So if you've got a very short forehead, you may not even need contour here. I have a very deep hairline, so I'm taking this back to create a shadow. I'm trying a new contour shade today, something a little different. This one I think was henna. I've never tried it before. So we have 10 different shades of contour, all cool tones, but range in variations of cooler and warmer of cool tones. So what we're doing is creating shadows with our contour. Okay, so putting that in kind of a 3 shape on your face. I'm going to leave the fine detail contouring till the end. Next, I'm going to go in with I'm going to do my main highlight. So for me right now, it's a combination of these 2 shades. We have, I think, 18 shades of of highlight colors. And those are going to work as color correctors, they're going to work as brighteners, and they're going to work as your main color, which mostly matches your skin tone. And for me, I'm just going to kind of blend these 2, just dipping both colors one at a time. And because they're creams, they're just going to blend on my face. Just dipping back and forth. You don't need to get this technical. I'm going to color match you to a shade, but quite honestly, you will work in a range of about 3 shades. So you can probably go up from that shade or you can go down. And that will also change based on how much sun your skin gets, or your tan fades. Okay, so I'm kind of omitting where I'm going to be putting lip and cheek color as blush. I'm kind of omitting down here and under my eyes where I'm going to be putting my brightening shade. So I haven't blended extremely well yet because I'm going to do that with my blending sponge. I'm going to go into my brightening highlight now. I'm going to go back to my blend brush. I like this brush for that. I'm going to take that right between my eyes. I use the brighter one today. And then the medium one as well. You can play it with your colors. So all I've done is come right down the front of my face, and this is where the light naturally hits your face. And now I'm going to brighten up under the eyes as well. I like the smaller side for this. Going into this, not too bright. I'm going to go in the corner and bring it down on both sides. Not a lot of makeup on my brush. I'm just dabbing into that tin once. I'm also going to lift the corner of my eye. I usually do my eyeshadows first, and this also helps clean up any of that eyeshadow line. So I haven't put any eyeshadow on. What I'm going to do is flip over to the fluffy side and just coat my eyelids as well. As we age, our eyelids tend to, I don't know, the skin gets thinner, the veins start to show through, get lots of discoloration in your eyelids. My eyelids are oily, so I will have to set those with a setting powder so the creams don't crease. Whoa, okay. So now I'm going to blend those 2 corners together. I love all these scrunchy faces we make when we're putting on makeup. You got that mascara mouth. Got all different funny face shapes. So as these creams warm on your face, they really become more and more blendable. So now I'm gonna go in and blend a little bit more. And next we're gonna add my lip and cheek. Actually today I'm going to use this new shade that just came out. It's Madrid. I think this is a lovely shade for pretty much all skin tones. So let's see what that looks like. I'm gonna take my blush bronzer brush, but you can use any of these brushes that you like. So taking that just above that contour line. So this is going on the cheekbones. And again, as we're getting older, we have to watch placement. So we don't want to be putting it right on the apples of our cheek. We're going to come to where about the eyeballs are when we're looking straight on, and take it there and back and up. So I'm going to stop there. I'm drawing a lot of blood to my cheeks right now and they're getting a little bright. So I'll probably have to go in and top up my blush a little bit. So I've still got this, stopping there. That's our 4 basic colors. I had my contour, I had my main color, and then I had my brightening and my lip and cheek. And then I could also go and put that on my lips. But what we are going to do is go a little bit further. And continue the process. So from here, I am going to blend a little bit. I'm going to use the fluffy end of my blush bronzer brush, or this is a perfect time to use that damp perfector. This is going to blend everything into a flawless finish. It's going to remove any excess, so you really want to dab in under the eyes, as we don't want those creams migrating into the fine lines and settling. Okay. So we can see how we've got some shadows happening, we've got some brightness happening. My neck is still a little white, so this is where bronzer is perfect. You could bring your main color right down into your neck. I just don't like wearing that much makeup on my neck. So I've got the big fluffy bronzer brush. Your blend brush works pretty good for this too. You just want a nice fluffy brush. I like to keep 2 bronzers side by side on my palette just because the bronzer brush is so big. I can just tap it in and not have to worry about pinching and just getting into the bronzer. Either that, or I'll keep it on another level separate with space on either side. And then warming up my neck so it doesn't look so white. It doesn't get a lot of sun because it's shadowed by your face. And then again, just blending. Not much bronzer left on my brush at that point, but I do like to bronze up across my forehead. There's no shimmer in this bronzer. It's just a sheer warm brown color. So opposed to our contour, which is cool for shadows, bronzer is warm, and that just gives our face a little more color. Now we're going to go into a little fine detail work. You could be happy with this. I like to define my eyebrows. I am going to contour my nose today just so you can see what that entails. I don't always do my nose. I'm also going to add some illuminator and show you a few extra little tips and tricks that we can use using the same shades. So I did put brightening highlight on my eyes. I'm going to take my contour color and go into the crease of my eyes and up on the bone above the crease. because I got a bit of a hooded eye. If I just do the crease, you're not going to see any of that. And we want to disguise that hood a little bit. That's when the skin kind of hangs over your lid. So a little contour there, and giving my eye just a little bit of depth and dimension. I can use the same brush and use that same cheek color too. Just a little bit onto the lid for color. My brightest brightening shade right into the corner of my eye. Blending it out. And a little bit under the brow. It's just going to lift and brighten. And I've only used those same colors that are in the same palette. If you have a rounder face or you want to define your contour a little bit more, you can still take that brightening shade and go just below the contour line, just to clean it up, just to make it pop. I don't always do that, but nice little extra kind of helps lift. Same thing here, lift. Brightening highlight, I think that's about everywhere, other than center of our nose a little bit more, because now I'm going to do my nose contouring. So I'm taking bright color right down the bridge. I'm going to take contour color right beside that, along the top edge of the bridge of my nose. Not going too wide down the side, otherwise that's going to create a wider nose. I can go a little bit wider up here because it's fairly narrow, but really taking care not to get too wide in the tip, because I've got a bit of a bulbous nose here. Not a bit, there is a lot there. So trying to disguise that. Illuminator, this is a nice reflective shimmer. Normally you would take that to the tip of your nose. Again, I'm trying to disguise the tip, so I'm going to draw attention right up here to the bridge of my nose. One way to trick your eye. I really like Illuminator. Cupid's bow. You can also take this to the high points of your cheeks. Usually I just do Cupid's bow in the bridge of my nose. You can also take it to your eyebrows, up or below, even along the collarbones. This one is actually our perfumed rose gold illuminator. So there's a bit of a floral scent to this one. Okay, where else are we going to put our contour? I'm going to line my lips. So yeah, I did put a little bit of lip color on there, same as my cheeks, but I'm going to change that out, and we're actually going to try Love Spell, which I love on my lips, and it is our lip and cheek of the month for February. So it was discontinued. Haven't been able to get one in a year and a half, and I've just been using this one really sparingly on special times anyway. So I gotta order myself a couple of those before they're gone again, because they are at limited time. Once they run out, they run out. It's called Love Spell. It is a gloss. And I like to think of it as a raisin shade. It's not very purpley. It's almost like a brown. We don't have a lot of shades like that. So what I'm doing here is contouring my lips, kind of a lip liner, but I'm drawing the line on my lip and slightly on the outside of my lip, but blending it so it's creating a shadow. We don't want a nice harsh lip liner. We just want to create a shadow so the lips look more full. Same thing right down under the lip. Okay. And again, Love Spell. This is a gloss. For a limited time, you can get that starting now. Finishing here now with eyebrows, and I'm going to use contour again. I've now got, so for my lips, I was using the multitasker brush. It's good for almost anything. If you're going to use it for shadows, clean it if you've had it in your creams. I usually keep one just for shadow, one for cream. And the line brush for my eyebrows. So I'm just going to follow the natural curve of my brow and fill it in. So you can see the difference it makes just paying attention to your eyebrows a little bit. It kind of frames the face. The finishing touch. Like so. All right, a little setting spray before I do mascara. Again, I'm going to use my matte. This is Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte. It's just one that I found that I like. So creams never dry out. They're going to stay supple. They're going to move around. So a setting spray, you want to think of as being like hairspray. When you're done with your do, you give it a shot of hairspray and it holds it in place. Setting spray does the same thing for your face without all the stickiness of hairspray. Don't be putting that on your face. It's gonna keep it right where it is. Okay. And then a little setting powder, and yes, I do have it in here. So this is my setting powder, and I'm gonna use my powder brush for that. It is perfectly made for this tile. You can use loose setting powders as well. I like that one for travel because it fits right in my compact, but you can use a translucent loose setting powder. That works too. But for today's sake, you can see how that brush fits perfectly. So I've picked up some, I'm gonna knock it off. And I'm just gonna set under my eyes. And if you prefer a matte finish, you'll probably wanna do your T-zone as well. Okay. And that is our 3D foundation by SEINT. The only thing I need to do is add a bit of mascara. Anyone is fine. Might as well do that while I got you here. You can see the finished look. Always curling my lashes up. I usually start at the base of my lash, squeeze them 3 or 4 times, releasing and coming towards the tips a little bit. And today, which one ended up in my hand? Lash Paradise Volume. Always do the bottom lashes first. And then the top. Just give it a little wiggle back and forth. Everything's coming together. So I can usually have this done in, I'm gonna say 6 minutes. Less if I'm not doing my eyes, less if I'm not doing a bunch of detailing. And ready to go. So if you want more information on SEINT 3D Foundation, I can do your color match. You can find the link in my bio. I'll also put it in the comments below. You can just comment me, match me, and I'll send you that color match form to be filled out. If you have shades and you need to be recolor matched as seasons change, we can do that as well. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.